Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about keeping up with the Joneses and the luxury trap. So a lot of people, have, their lifestyle starts down here, proportionate to their wealth. Now, for some people, obviously, as they become more wealthy and wealth goes up over time, then they'll raise the lifestyle quality and the lifestyle expenses to meet it and kind of take advantage of that. Now, what we often notice is that it's very hard and most people are very reluctant to lower lifestyle once financial circumstances change and they want to keep living up here. They can't adjust back. And it's when you get caught in a luxury trap. I've actually seen and know plenty of stories of people who actually in this situation go out and spend more on luxury goods just to stop people from talking and save face because they don't want to face a regression in social status. That can have massive financial ramifications, and it's obviously a terrible money habit, especially when you've got a family to be responsible for. So that's the luxury trap, and it's obviously quite self-explanatory. Luxuries are just indulgences. It's like if you have the money for them, then they're great, but they're not essential. But the luxury trap makes things feel essential because they're so heavily infused with like a sense of self-esteem, a sense of worth, of validation, of getting validation from others and keeping your social status. So it's a crazy thing. I'll give you an example, right? Because it's not about, in my opinion, avoiding wealth or avoiding indulgence on luxury goods because they're there to be enjoyed, and that's the point of building wealth. All right, you got to enjoy it at some point. So let's say person A is Michael, and Michael grew up loving Ferraris, right? He had toy cars as a kid, Ferraris, went to the motor show, all he cared about was seeing the Ferraris. He had Ferrari pajamas and bed sheets. When he grows up and he does well for himself, he sets some money aside, saves, buys a Ferrari. Okay. Now, person B might be Steve, and Steve might be, more insecure, cares more about image and perception, and buys a Ferrari so he can kind of be part of the same gentleman's club as his friend Michael and be seen as rich and wealthy and powerful by his friends or the people who he cares about, certainly about their perception. Now, you see how it's not that Ferrari's a bad thing to spend money on. There's a big difference. For Michael, it's more of a genuine indulgence. It actually creates an experience. It's a real passion for him, okay? He's really invested in them. Whereas for Steve, the other example, it's the opposite. It's very trivial, and it's just about getting social approval. It's really circular kind of logic. So the kind of type B and what I call like the not disingenuous indulgence, those people will do pretty much anything for social approval, and they'll form very bad money habits as a result. And it can have a massive impact, especially on a family or people who are dependent on them. Just as an example, the way my family has valued this kind of balance has been very different. It's just one example. My grandfather taught my father that, kind of the opposite, that lifestyle and wealth start here and then wealth will go up over time if you work hard. But then the way to really build wealth is to keep lifestyle down here. So that was their approach. And it's not about not enjoying it at all. It's a bit stupid. What's the point? But it's about the balance. And that's why I grew up in the same dad my house grew up in, 40-year-old house, it's a daggy blue carpet and walls and small and, one bathroom on the top floor for 5. But, it's perfectly adequate. What we need to actually survive, be fulfilled, enjoy things is so minimal. And it still is, and it always should be for most people. Look at Warren Buffett, for example. Google Warren Buffett's house. It's not some, crazy mansion, and he's one of the richest people in the world, one of the most successful investors of all time. He's a very simple kind of, not small, but just a nice cozy little home. And he says, I've never seen the need or value in owning properties all over the place and having to look after them or pay people to look after them. It's just the way he values indulgence. So it's definitely it's not that there's not ways to enjoy money and luxury goods are bad. It's really not that simple. Two people making the same purchase can be doing a genuine indulgence or a very disingenuous indulgence. There's obviously a massive difference. You've got to think about the kind of money habits you form when you're doing things for validation and making financial decisions for validation and social approval and for social status. There's a lot of flaws there. So that's a bit about the luxury trap and keeping up with the Joneses, which is never a great place to be. It's very dangerous. It's a slippery slope. But yeah, that's it for today, and then keep in touch with the other modules. Thank you very much.